Much weight.
But a lot of people downplay, and we're going to get to homecoming, but I wanted to drive the point, the importance of us pushing our students, black students especially, going to HBCUs.
Yes, I agree.
Especially when we were applying, Chanelle, like people would push us away to it. Like, oh, go to the larger school, go to the PWIs, you'll get better opportunity, you'll get more exposure. Have you had that experience?
Absolutely. And I would say that even with not only going to the larger schools, going to a larger HBCU, right?
Yeah.
Because there was definitely a stigma with not only going to a HBCU, but I'm also going to Delaware State University.
Which is smaller.
Right. Number one is in state, so everybody's like, oh, it's like the 13th grade. You're going to be there with everybody. Yeah.
People did say that, yeah.
And then also, it's extremely small, so it doesn't have the exposure of like the Howard University, the Hampton University. At that time, people didn't they wasn't checking for HBCUs, right? They wasn't checking for the only people they was checking for was like the Howards and the Spelmans and stuff like that.
Clark.
Right.
Yeah.
Granted, fast forward to today, everybody wants their hands on an HBCU, right? You got the Pepsis and you got the people on campus trying to recruit there. That wasn't like that back then.
It was not.
Right? So I had somebody tell me like, hey, I mean, if we had the same exact resume and you put your resume in front of somebody and I put my resume in front of somebody and they see that I went to Howard and you went to Delaware State, I'm going to be the one to get the job.
And sports, right? They were in sports.
Yeah. So that was terrible.
That's how people thought.
Absolutely. But for me, like, I took that as a challenge. Oh, I'm going to put on for my Delaware State and everywhere that I go.
Yeah. And I honestly think we're doing it.
We are.
Like, when you think about HBCUs in general, I feel as though, granted, I think that over the past few years, like, we've done a great job. When I say we, like us collectively, the alumni, we've done a great job putting DSU on the map.
Yes.
Because you got Lauren
on the Breakfast Club.
You got, like,
Jamila.
You got, who else?
Shanika.
Yeah. On E! News. You got you with the NFL. Like,
you got you as a psychologist, writing articles for Essence, all that.
Yeah, like, it's like we're really putting on for DSU.
And I think we all had that same motivation.
Yeah.
Like, it's no example right now, so let me be that example.
Exactly. And so I think that drives the point even more. Like, it doesn't necessarily matter how big or small the HBCU is. It's more so about, again, like the connections, the mentorship that you receive, the people that you connect with, the work that you put in.
Exactly.
Because we would be up early in the morning on campus and then come back late at night.
Yeah.
Because we were just in so many organizations.
So many orgs, the fashion shows, all the things. Like, yeah.
So.
But even like now that we put Del State on or whatever, I make it my business to go back and not only teach the students the game, but like when I know about opportunities and I know somebody there needs an opportunity, I'm making sure they're going to get an interview, at least, at minimum, right? It's been so many kids that I've been able to put in the right rooms because I'm so passionate about making sure I put Delaware State on. So.
Yeah. I know. So you talked about that before, about how, like, not even just DSU, but like HBCU students.
Period.
Like, you were able to kind of like get them into working in the NFL.
Yeah.
And sports overall.
Yeah, I got at least 5 mentees working in the NFL right now.
All from HBCUs?
They're all black. I don't know if they all went to HBCUs. I'll say majority of them went to HBCUs. I got to go back and look at my notes. But.
Yeah. I think that just speaks to, like, us kind of like reaching back as we climb.
It's so important.
But that's the nature of an HBCU.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's African.
It's African. It's African. But Chanelle, I didn't realize that other people didn't have that experience in college when they like went to PWIs. Like, I thought, like, when I talk to my friends, I'm like, oh, y'all not going back home for homecoming? No, we don't do that. Like, that's literally
so
HBCU
weird
thing.
So what do they do?
That's what I was wondering. Like,
no, seriously, what do they do?
Sometimes they have like black alumni stuff at their homecoming, and then they'll go back to that. But it's not like a thing where, like, you know, like, we prepare all year long for a homecoming. Like, who gonna be there? We connect the
outfits, book the hotel, all that.
Right. Yeah. Like, making sure everybody's coming, having when we have a breakfast.
We had brunch.
A brunch, yes. Our brunch
upon arrival.
Little sisters, yes.
Yeah.
Much weight.